I had only been living in that apartment for 2 weeks when the knocking started. It was a quiet building, only 6 units, all on one floor, with a long hallway that echoed even the smallest sound. I worked night shifts, so I was usually awake when everyone else was asleep. The first knock came at 2:13 a.m. 3 slow knocks, not loud but deliberate. I froze on my couch, staring at the door. Nobody ever visited me that late. Nobody even knew where I lived yet. I checked the peephole. There was a man standing there, facing the door, completely still. He wasn't holding anything. No phone, no keys, just standing. I didn't open. After about 10 seconds, he knocked again, same rhythm. Then he spoke. Delivery. His voice sounded wrong, flat, like he was reading from something. I didn't respond. After a long silence, he turned and walked down the hallway, but I never heard a door open or close. The next night, same time. 3 knocks. I didn't even bother checking at first. I just sat there listening. Then came the voice again. Delivery for Unit 6. That was my unit, but I had ordered nothing. I went to the peephole. This time he was closer, too close. His face was right up against the door, like he knew I was looking. I jumped back. Then, slowly, he knocked again. But this time the sound didn't come from the door. It came from behind me. I spun around. Nothing. When I turned back, he was gone. No footsteps. No door. Nothing. On the 3rd night, I stayed in my bedroom with the lights off. 2:13 a.m., 3 knocks, but not at the front door. At my bedroom window. I live on the 3rd floor. My heart stopped. I didn't move. I didn't breathe. Then came the voice, clearer than before. You're not supposed to be here. The next morning, I spoke to the landlord. He looked confused when I mentioned Unit 6. There is no Unit 6, he said. I laughed nervously. Yes, there is. Mine. He shook his head slowly. This building only has 5 units. I moved out that same day, but sometimes, even now, I wake up at exactly 2:13 a.m., and I swear I hear 3 slow knocks. Growing up, my grandma had one rule. If someone knocks twice at night, don't answer the second time. She never explained why. I always thought it was just one of her weird superstitions, until last winter. I was staying at her house while she was in the hospital. It was an old place, sitting alone at the edge of a forest. Quiet. Too quiet. The first night, around 10 p.m., there was a knock. 2 quick taps. I opened the door immediately. Nobody there. Just cold air and the sound of wind through the trees. I shrugged it off. Probably just the wood settling or something. About 5 minutes later, knock, knock, same rhythm. That's when I remembered what she said. Don't answer the second time. I laughed at myself, but I didn't open it. Instead, I walked to the window beside the door and peeked through the curtain. There was someone standing on the porch, a woman. Her back was turned to the door, her head tilted slightly to the side. She wasn't moving. I felt uneasy. Then, slowly, she turned her head. Not her body, just her head. Farther than it should go, until she was looking directly at me through the window. I stumbled back, Then came a third knock, but not at the door. Behind me. From the hallway. I turned around. Nothing there. When I looked back at the window, the woman was gone. I didn't sleep that night. The next morning, I told my grandma what happened. She went pale. Then she said something I'll never forget. It only comes inside. If you answer twice. I never stayed there again. But sometimes, when I'm alone at night, I hear 2 knocks, and I don't move. I installed security cameras after someone tried to break into my house. At first, they gave me peace of mind, until I started reviewing the footage. Every night at exactly 1:07 a.m., something strange happened. There would be a knock at my front door. But when I checked live, no one was there. So I went back through the recordings. That's when I saw it. At 1:06 a.m., a man would walk into frame. He wasn't sneaking. He wasn't hiding. He just walked straight up to the door and stood there. At 1:07, he knocked. Then, at 1:08, he would step out of frame. But here's the thing. There was no direction. He didn't walk left or right. He just disappeared. No motion, no exit. Just gone between frames. I thought it was a glitch, until the 4th night. I stayed awake watching the live feed. 1:06 he appeared, exactly like before. Same clothes, same posture. At 1:07 he knocked. I ran to the door and looked through the peephole. Nothing. But I could still hear it. Knock, knock. I checked the camera again. He was still there on the screen, standing, waiting. But in real life, though, there was no one. Then, suddenly, he leaned closer to the camera and smiled. My phone glitched. The feed cut out. Then came a knock. Not from the front door. From behind me. I don't check the cameras anymore. But every night at 1:07, I hear knocking somewhere in the house. And it's getting closer.